Welcome to the Spring 2020 commencement ceremony for the School of Architecture, Planning, and Preservation. My name is Don Linebaugh, and I am honored to serve as Dean of Maryland's Built Environment School. It goes without saying that these are extraordinary times with overwhelming challenges for us all. I am so very proud of each of you and your accomplishments in finishing your degrees in the midst of this global health pandemic. I've been struck by your steadfast dedication to supporting each other during your educational journey and especially around you and in communities over the past few weeks. We have truly experienced unprecedented change with more to come. But as Maya Angelou challenges us, I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it. And you've demonstrated this refusal and this resilience. With the change and challenges of the pandemic also come opportunities and responsibilities that call us to double down on our commitment to our mission and values as built environment professionals. The Dalai Lama encourages us to, quote, open your arms to change, but don't let go of your values. Our work and our values to make better, safer, more just places and spaces for all is more important now than ever. We are at one of those moments of fundamental change and cultural shift, and the future will judge us on how we respond. The good news of the pandemic, if there is any, is that we have seen that the natural environment can heal itself when given the chance. It is our job, your job really, as built environment professionals to support and encourage this healing. Similarly, we need to focus on improving the cultural and social environment. The pandemic has laid bare wounds of hate, inequality, and injustice that require our commitment and action to heal. Through our mission at MAPP to advance education, scholarship, and professional practice toward just and resilient communities, we now dedicate ourselves to be active participants in environmental and cultural healing as we engage our built environment practice together. Implementing this mission requires us to take a fearless stand. And as you move forward, I know you will carry our core values of resilience, social justice, critical inquiry, innovation, collaboration, and leadership with you in all you do. There's one other value I want you to consider, and it's really part and parcel of those I just mentioned: civic participation and civility. Our joint project to improve the spaces and places we call home, our neighborhoods and communities, requires a healthy understanding of and full participation in our democratic systems. From issues of climate change to economic inequality to safe and affordable housing for all, we must actively engage in civil dialogue and discourse through our democratic institutions. As Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. so eloquently said, democracy transformed from thin paper to thick action is the greatest form of government on earth. Now more than ever, we are called to this work, this thick action, as responsible members of our communities. So as you leave here, commit to being part of the solution, to taking thick action and doing good and bringing healing to the world and your communities, using the skills and knowledge acquired during your time at Maryland to impact and improve our built environment and the lives of all those around you. As Henry David Thoreau said of his experiment at Walden Pond, and what I hope that your time at Maryland and MAPP has taught you, if one advances confidently in the direction of their dreams, endeavors to live the life which they have imagined, they will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. Thank you and congratulations to the graduates of 2020.
Greetings, class of 2020. I am so proud and honored to be here, or in what currently passes for being here with you today. I graduated from Maryland School of Business in 1987, and I also missed my own graduation. So when I was asked to give this talk, I was really looking forward, personally, to attending my first graduation ceremony in College Park and having the chance to celebrate there with all of you. So I'm with you in spirit, in feeling some sadness and disappointment that this day, the day that you have worked so hard for, has been overshadowed by tragic world events. But it is in fact because of these events that your class will have a place in history, and a very special and unique opportunity. The opportunity to create change that will have a real and lasting impact. Because in good times, when cash is flowing, it is very hard to change course. It is very hard to hit pause. It is very hard to get people and companies and industries to stop and say, wait a minute, what are we doing? Why are we doing it? Can we do it better? No, it doesn't happen. Real innovation, real change comes about when business as usual stops working. Some of the greatest innovations in the design and construction of buildings in modern history came out of the Great Depression and World War II. The practice of architecture as we know it today was hugely transformed by advances in digital technology, which came out of the recession of the early 1990s. That recession pretty much wiped out any firm that was still drafting with pencils and opened up space for new ideas and new form of practice. It was just following this recession in 1994 that my partners and I graduated from architecture school. The economy was just starting to pick up again, and there were jobs, but quite frankly, not great options. So we formed SHOP, and we set out to challenge the establishment by using new 3D modeling technology borrowed from other industries to design and build in a smarter way. And here we are. And here you are, embarking on your professional careers at a moment when the world desperately needs new ideas. Your education and your school have prepared you well for this moment. And I know it's going to be tough. I know you're worried about getting jobs, and you will. You may wind up hanging out your own shingle, or going into public service, or taking a job outside the realm of traditional architectural practice. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because it's not the job or the title that makes you an architect. It's your vision and your drive. It's the way you look out at the world and you see it not just as it is, but as it could be. Different, better, more practical, more joyful, more resilient, more humane. And it's the way you are driven, sometimes obsessively, to see that vision become reality. You roll up your sleeves, you creatively problem solve, you refuse to take no for an answer, you fight with everyone, and you literally move mountains. And it's not just the economy or the job market that has changed. The workplace itself has been radically disrupted in the past few months. We are lucky, so lucky, because we can work from anywhere. I believe there is great opportunity here, that with a more flexible, adaptable, and humane approach to where and when and how work gets done, we can overcome bias, shake up gender roles, and rethink assumptions of value that have been entrenched in our profession for generations. But real, meaningful change will have to come from you. You will need to be responsible, generous, and compassionate in crafting new traditions of work, both in the office and in the home. And I will leave you with this. While our interactions, our meetings, lessons, and studio crits have been taking place remotely in some virtual ether, our actual selves have become grounded firmly in place. Place is more important than ever. And we as place makers are needed more than ever by our neighborhoods, our communities, our cities. As restrictions begin to ease, as you begin to venture out, look out at the world around you. See how things can be different, better. Roll up your sleeves and get to work. Congratulations, class of 2020. Thank you.
I don't know what's more incredible, the fact that our graduating class is the first ever online graduation at the University of Maryland, or the fact that I'm here today giving a speech without boards or a physical model. My name is Maria Fernanda Farieta, and I wish I could have drawn you a sketch to express all the feelings of our class today instead. Every semester, we spent a lot of time in the architecture building, making it feel like our home. Regardless of what path we've taken, we were fully equipped with refrigerators, toaster ovens, pillows, blankets, sofas, you name it, and of course, coffee machines. I personally don't drink coffee, so I don't know if I can say I fully completed this degree in that sense, but I know how much my classmates love it and needed it to get to where we are today. Our time in the building was cut short, and we had to find a way to make our homes feel more like studio. While it feels like the pandemic has taken a lot of things away from us, it has also opened up a variety of opportunities demonstrating the strength of the community we've built throughout the past 4 years. All the experiences and accomplishments we've reached so far are now ours, and nothing and no one can take them away. On behalf of my fellow classmates and myself, it is an honor to take this special moment to thank each and every faculty, staff, and family member that has been there for us along this journey. We want you to know that you have marked our careers and lives forever, and we could not have done it without your unconditional support. Additionally, all the dedication and efforts that keep us engaged in the distance were indispensable and have set a great example for us to continue that connectivity. So thank you. As we embark in this new phase of our lives, we can say we didn't just graduate. We graduated during a pandemic, and it is not the same thing because we have taken our obstacles and turned them into opportunities. And we have turned the impossible into possible, and we are ready to tackle anything the future holds. We are unstoppable. We are resilient. We're a family. We are Terps. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Good afternoon, Maryland School of Architecture, Planning, Preservation, and Development, graduate class of 2020. It is an honor to speak to you today. While I am thrilled to see this day, my heart is heavy. We have seen tremendous loss ripple throughout our world, grappling with the COVID-19 pandemic. We have lost lives and livelihoods. We have also lost precious time together. Still today, we have virtually gathered to celebrate our achievements, reconnect, and reflected our time at school. As some of you know, the planning field was born from a public health crisis. After the New York City cholera outbreak of 1832, we developed new building practices, considering the qualities of light, space, and air, and how they support human health and dignity. Once again, we've been shown the importance of the environments we occupy, the communities we nurture, and the people we ultimately serve. During our final semester, we persevered and brought our built environment disciplines online. Architects did not back down from the challenge to improve and innovate. Real estate developers demonstrated agility in an uncertain time. Planners brought the most impacted to the forefront of the conversation, and preservationists documented our previous adaptations, which teach us that we can overcome again. We came to this school to foster change and improve the structures that support communities. At MAPP+D, we have learned to communicate, collaborate, and use every tool at our disposal to make the world a better place. But right now, although we feel vulnerable, I am reminded that communities are indeed living organisms. They are interconnected and forever changing. While communities may seem vulnerable today, tomorrow they can be resilient. We know all too well there are no simple answers in our fields. However, I have immense faith in our ability to rise to the challenge. We certainly have a lot of work ahead of us. Congratulations, class of 2020. I hope to see you all again soon, and hopefully in person.